EGM Network.
Hola, hola. Welcome back to Whatever with Navarro. We talk here about a little bit of everything and we try to have a lot of fun. Today we're talking about something that everyone in Vero Beach, well, everywhere for that matter, is curious about. What's my property really worth? Or what's my house really worth? How do you know if you're sitting in a gold mine or just a room full of junk, for that matter? By the way, I'm your host, Lu Navarro. I am your friendly neighborhood bilingual real estate agent with Remax Crown Realty and a trusted advisor, whether you are looking to buy your first home, sell, or an investment, or just looking for a little bit of real estate wisdom. I love helping you make your real estate dreams a reality, and every step of the way. Always here for you, whether you looking for somebody that speak English or Espanol, because everyone deserves to find their dream home. You can connect with me on my social media. I would love to hear from you. Today's episode is about, it's hard because not everybody talks about appraisals. There is not enough talk about that. And we're talking about appraisals, that little thing that can make your sale or break it, for that matter. So, and I got today Kathleen Bunting from Bunting Appraisals to break it all down for us. She's not only a seasoned appraisal here in the beautiful Vero Beach area, but she also used to be a realtor. So she had both sides of the coin. So welcome, Kathleen.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How do you start in real estate and then jump, or what made you jump to being an appraisal?
Well, my background is in education, and when I adopted my daughter as a single mom, she had some health issues, so I moved closer to my family, and so I was changing careers. I had worked a lot of hours before, so I was looking for something that gave me a little bit more flexibility. Okay. So I got both my appraisal license and my real estate license at the same time. And I just kind of really enjoyed the appraisal piece of it. It's like you almost feel like you're being an investigator and a researcher, and I love that piece of it. We're a lot big into data analysis, so it's always interesting, and every market's different. So
definitely every market is different. So, what do you think? Which job make you crazy, being a realtor or being an appraisal?
Well, appraisal, you can control your day a little more. I schedule my own appointments, and I do that kind of thing. So to me, it was a little less hectic, and I liked being able to research and get information that was helpful to people.
Yeah, because realtors were all over the place.
All over the place,
time,
yeah.
But appraisals can have their timeline better schedule. So, all right, for listeners that hear appraisal, they feel like, oh my God, this is so complicated. This is gonna break the sale. Can you break it down for us? Like, what is really an appraisal, and why should buyers and sellers care about it?
Well, an appraisal is really a snapshot look at the value of a home at a specific point in time. We look at all the market data. We look at sales that are similar to your home. We do a quick look at your home, and then we try to look at all the market data and try to figure out what the value is, what it would cost to build it, what the most recent sales are, what that data says, and then we try to come up with a value from that. It matters to buyers and sellers, especially if you're looking to sell your house. Our market is changing right now, especially. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the market's going up, sometimes it's going down. And it's really important. The most important factor of all of it is pricing the house right. You don't want it to sit on the market for a long period of time. Then people think there's something wrong with it, or you don't want to undervalue it and shortchange yourself. So getting the right value and knowing what it is important to sellers. Buyers don't want to overpay, so they want to know what it's worth. And when you get to closing, you're going to have to get an appraisal on a home. The bank's going to want that. The lender's going to want to know.
And you mentioned something that is so important, and sometimes sellers don't see the effects that it can have in the long term when you put your house for sale is to price it right.
Right. If they don't, you get to closing and there's all kinds of problems. Doesn't appraise out, then what do? You lose that person, or you have to renegotiate.
The time that you have changed,
all of that. So the key to the whole process is pricing the house right. Yeah. And you want to, we look at tons of data. We don't pull a number out of a hat. We look at tons of data. We analyze where the market's going, where it's been, and we try to put a pinpoint on it so that the whole process goes smoothly. When you get to the end, you've got a price that's realistic, and when people are selling, you don't always want to take the highest offer that you get, because if it doesn't appraise out, you might lose the whole thing. Yeah, so knowing what it's worth and it helps you make a lot of important decisions.
So
along the way.
What would you say is the biggest difference between what a realtor thinks a house is worth, or better yet, what the seller believes their property is worth, versus what an appraisal actually says is worth?
Well, the seller has to be realistic. Yeah. And, real estate agents are in this every day.
Exactly.
Just like we are. They see a lot. We have done a ton of training. We look at a ton of data. So our value and the real estate agent's value hopefully are similar. Sometimes realtors hire me to help them determine how much a house is worth. Sometimes they call and ask, this house has a special attribute. How much do you think this adds to it? So getting that right.
And it's unique to every single property, right?
And if a seller is realistic and has kept their eye on the market, exactly. that's your best seller. You have to be realistic in what the market is right now.
Exactly. So it's like you said, it's not only the market, it's the facts and the objective data, and of course your professional judgment from studying all those numbers. Sure. And just because the neighbor just install something fancy on their property, or just the new coat paint of the house, that property is not gonna just raise in value, right? So you have been both a realtor and an appraiser. What's one big thing you wish more buyers and sellers understand about the process? And I'm pretty sure is the price, but
right. Well, people hear horror stories and they're so afraid of the appraiser. And, we're not looking to break somebody's deal up. That's not what we're doing. Our job is to tell the bank how much a house is worth, because it's an investment that the bank is making it. It's not the boogeyman,
And then that's, it has two sides of the coin. So from the seller perspective, that's what it's worth. But then for the buyers, it's not. So, that's when you guys come in play in the picture, and make sure that is the correct value. Because if it was the other way around, seller being the buyer and buyer being the seller,
right. They don't want to overpay.
Exactly.
And nobody wants to overpay. Exactly. And nobody wants to get shortchanged. You want it to be a win-win situation for everyone.
And I always say we in real estate never ever have a dull moment. Everything is so different.
Nothing in real estate
drama and everything like that.
Right. And you want to have as little drama as possible. Yeah. So, and you want a smooth transaction for everyone.
Yeah.
So having if you get an appraisal before you list your house, or you have it done at the end, you want to make sure that the price is right, and that and that everything's going to work out in the end.
So to the audience out there, let's do a quick pop quiz.
Okay.
About what adds more value to the property. a brand new kitchen, a swimming pool, solar panels, or let's throw this on there, a gold-plated toilet. We'll be right back, and we'll tell you what the ones that really help on the sale. Anyhow, what are 3 things that a homeowner could do today if they want to boost their home's value even just a little? What would you say?
The most important things, obviously, the big dollar items are kitchens and baths. Mm-hmm. But the simpler things, a fresh coat of paint, change the fixtures out, put something a little more.
Mow the lawn.
Yeah, mow the lawn, landscaping. Put fresh mats in front of the house.
That front door. So
anything's broken, fix the little things that might be broken. That people come in and they see a.
So it's not always about just dropping $50,000 in renovations.
No.
Sometimes just
simple things. Yeah, simple things. Fix anything that's broken and put some new paint in there. If something's iffy, clean everything up. You don't have to clean necessarily appraiser, but for the house to show it shine, you want it to look its best.
So let's back up a little bit and let's talk about Vero Beach. We live really here in paradise, right?
We do.
So what trends are you seeing in appraisals around Vero Beach? And, are values going up or leveling off? What do you think?
The market has been a little slow here. Since last June, it's been slow. Prices are down a little bit, but we also have a lot more homes on the market right now.
Well, when you say slow, I believe it's slow compared to the last few years, but it's really the standard.
More back to a normal environment as opposed to the crazy sales environment that existed over the last 3 or 4 years.
All right. Well, if you're out there and thinking about putting your house for sale or wondering if it's still time to buy, trust me, it's good that you have somebody like Kathleen, that you can talk about. Or you also got me, Lou Navarro with Mexican Realty, right? Like you mentioned something also. I do. When I see that a house price may be complicated, and not only from the selling point, but from the expectation of the seller, I may advise the sellers to do an appraisal of the house prior to listing. Right. Some of them have resistance to it because, it's a charge that's coming out of their pocket at the moment. But at the same time, I believe that most time it really pays off, right? Mm-hmm. And it eliminates headaches, and also, it can even help with the negotiation process.
Sure, you have proof of what the house is worth, you can show a buyer.
And then also you mentioned something that is very important. I also believe that the seller have to educate themselves and look for professional advice, like, hear the advice from your real estate. They know the market behavior, the conditions. And, like you say, it changes all the time. So right now you may find out that you have to compare to uplifting rather than what you just saw, because the market can be changing so quickly.
Sure.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Blue Dolphin Pools strives to provide quality service with a well-trained staff in the field and in the office. They want you to know that your pool or spa investment means much more to them than just another account. They believe you have entrusted them with your investment, and they'll do their best to see that it stays in top condition. Blue Dolphin Pool has been in business over 35 years, setting them apart from the competition. Residential or commercial, Blue Dolphin will keep you in the swim. 567-5853.
Are you a therapist or a nurse seeking the multi-state compact license? In the state of Florida, these and many other industries require a Level 2 live scan background check for clearance to work in your industry. A1A Fingerprints is your certified live scan source from Broward to Brevard. And if you're a medical provider, you need to be registered on the ACA web portal. A1A Fingerprints will help you navigate and comply with the law. Call 772-494-6556 or visit a1afingerprints.com. A1A Fingerprints.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs, and all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal Coastal Living, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're also the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a spring sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of brand name closeouts and sale items. And visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
And we're back with Kathleen Bunting from Bunting Appraisals, and we're gonna get into the fun part of the podcast, and it is you have to have at least one crazy story, whether when you were a realtor or now from being an appraiser. What's the weirdest thing you have ever seen inside a house?
I went into a house, this is many years ago. I went to a house in Connecticut, and they had like a little apartment on the side of it. And the woman was there with a bunch of really young children, and she told me that I couldn't go into the apartment to look at it because there was a lizard in there.
A lizard.
So I was like, oh, a lizard.
Oh, my God.
I opened the door. It was a 4.5-foot iguana.
Oh, my gosh.
She had bought it as a little lizard for her son for his birthday, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so she was throwing a chicken in and closing the door because the thing got so big. She was afraid of it. And so, and she didn't know what to do about it. So we ended up calling animal control, and they came and took it away.
They didn't even go into the room. Just there.
Yeah, but she had bought it as a little lizard, and it was getting larger and larger, and she was terrified of it. So, and with the little kids there, it was dangerous. So we ended up calling animal control, and they came and took it away.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, back to our pop quick question. Kathleen, what is the real answer? A new kitchen, a new bathroom, solar panels, or a gold-plated toilet?
Well, the things that are going to bring the most value to a home are new kitchens, new bathrooms, even refreshing, painting cabinets, putting, quartz or granite or something in the kitchen, new appliances, those types of things. In a bathroom, you can refresh, put a new vanity in, change things up. Painting, if you, new flooring, those kind of things.
And clean up, of course.
Yeah. Those are the things that bring the most value to a home.
Well, I guess that the toilet, the gold toilet is not going to cut it unless you're selling to a kid from the 1750s.
You have to have a special buyer that wants a golden toilet.
Yeah, and I have seen houses that are very peculiar about it. And, people don't understand that. That may be unique and lovely for you, but
not for everyone else.
You are selling to the public, and that may actually deter the sale.
Yeah, you want it to be as depersonalized and so everyone else can see themselves in there.
Yeah. All right. So let's do a quick fire round. We'll ask you questions. Try to think as quick as you can, and don't overthink it. So ready?
Sure.
All right. Favorite house style: modern, beachy, or farmhouse chic?
Beach cottages.
Okay, that's why you live in Vero Beach.
I love Vero Beach.
All right, I love Vero Beach. Right. Best coffee spot in Vero Beach?
1420 Coffee.
I love 1420. One thing every homeowner should do before they put their house, getting an appraisal. Sorry.
I would make a list of all the improvements that you've made to your house, because that's what's going to be asked when the appraiser comes, is to have a list of everything that's been done to it when you have time to think, and give it to the appraiser.
Okay. All right.
That would be helpful.
All right. What is your favorite thing to do to relax?
Go to the beach.
Oh, I love the beach.
Or kayak, anything on the water.
Yeah. What's the worst appraisal story that you can tell us?
Worst appraisal story?
Yeah.
Well, my iguana one.
That's gonna make
I once did a house. This was years ago. It was up north, and it was like a 10,000 square foot house, huge house. And the woman just didn't feel comfortable in the house. She felt it was so big and over everything, and she spent $250,000 making her basement look like the inside of her boat.
What?
And she was like, "You think I'll get my value out of it?" And I'm like, "No, a basement."
That's something also that is very tricky when people overspill on spending and then
over improve.
Yeah, and they don't understand that they're not gonna get back.
Right,
that.
and some other buyer isn't going to see
the value added. No. So see, you survive, and you even made it funny, right? And look easy. So before we let you go, if someone's buying, selling, or just curious about their home's worth, what's one tip you will give them today, right now in 2025?
If they're looking to buy or sell?
Yeah, more selling, I guess.
If you were gonna sell a house, I would look around as if you were a buyer. If anything's broken or damaged, fix it up. One of the important things you can do is get a home inspection done on the house before you list it, so that you know what the problems are going to be and you can fix them before you go into it, and get an appraisal done so you know how much the house is worth before you jump into, the whole sales process.
And overpricing.
Yeah, and an appraiser can also tell you what things you could do to the house to get the most value out of it. So, we can advise,
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, straight from the source. If people want to reach out for you for an appraisal, how do they find you?
My cell phone number is 203-243-6009, and my email address is kathleenbunting@hotmail.com.
And it's going to be easy because it's Bunting. So thank you so much, Kathleen. Thank you for hanging out with us today. You shared a ton of knowledge. And now, dear listeners, you have no excuse to fear the appraisal process. A clean house is a happy appraisal. And remember, if you're looking to sell by just advice from someone who got your back, you can always call me, Lou Navarro, your trusted bilingual realtor with Remax Crown Realty. And please subscribe to my channels, to my YouTube channel. Follow me on social media. I would like to hear from you. If there is any specific thing that you want me to talk on my podcast, let me know, and let's make your real estate dreams happen, whether it's in English or Espanol or a little Spanglish between. Until next time, keep dreaming big, working hard, and laughing laughter. Y recuerda, yo hablo tu idioma. Chao, chao.